Let's get into it. What a week. 7 charisma-free candidates took the stage for the second Republican debate at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library on Wednesday night. Trump still has the nomination locked, of course, but the candidates vigorously competed for the consolation prize, a pat on the back from Ronald Reagan's skeleton. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis finally went after absent frontrunner Donald Trump by saying this.
Donald Trump is missing in action. He should be on this stage tonight. He owes it to you to defend his record where they added $7.8 trillion to the debt. That set the stage for the inflation that we have.
Trump, meanwhile, was out in Michigan doing a stream of consciousness rant about how windmills cause whale autism and gained another 10 points over DeSantis in the polls. These fucking guys, like they're all on this stage and they're all doing these like canned fucking bits, these just terrible 90s style sound bites. You know, we can't have weakness, we have to have strength. We can't go backwards, we have to go forward. And Trump is just in Michigan and South Carolina being like, you hear about this? Crushing them, absolutely crushing them. Chris Christie also slammed Trump by saying this.
Donald Trump should be here to answer for that, but he's not. And I want to look at that camera right now and tell you, Donald, I know you're watching. You can't help yourself. I know you're watching, okay? And you're not here tonight, not because of polls and not because of your indictments. You're not here tonight because you're afraid of being on the stage and defending your record. You're ducking these things.
And thankfully, after delivering this line perfectly, Chris Christie stopped there and immediately became the Republican nominee. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting word that he continued.
You're ducking these things. And let me tell you what's going to happen. You keep doing that, no one up here is going to call you Donald Trump anymore. We're going to call you Donald Duck.
That is not the kind of thing Chris Christie would have done when we were dating. That's all I'll say. The debate was filled with a lot of crosstalk, resulting in this moment from Vivek Ramaswamy.
Some of us are tainted. Excuse me. Thank you for speaking while I'm interrupting while I'm speaking.
At last, we've answered that eternal question. What if there was a Yogi Berra who fucking sucked? At one point, Nikki Haley and Tim Scott wound up in an extended argument about curtains.
Secondly, on the curtains, do your homework, Tim, because Obama bought those curtains.
Did you send them back?
It's in the press.
Did you send them back?
It's the State Department.
Did you send them back?
Did you send them back? You're the one that works in Congress.
Oh my gosh.
You get it
You
done.
hung them on your curtains.
They were there before I even showed up at the residence. You are scrapping.
Did you send the fucking curtains back? No one is allowed to get that heated about curtains unless they're 7 years into a doomed relationship. Anything else is stolen valor. They have, what, between the two of them, 11 points in the polls. They're bickering with each other about curtain expenses from 2017. They're getting the floor wiped with them by Donald Trump. Somebody talk about Donald Trump in the debate. Donald Trump, the person with 50 points in the polls who is not there. Somebody discuss his absence. Discuss his position. He threatened to kill Mark Milley this week. The Republican frontrunner threatened to murder a United States general. It's not even the third biggest story of the week. It doesn't come up at the Republican debate for president amongst a group of people trying to beat him, and the only one with any ounce of any kind of personality looks to camera and goes, quack, quack, goofy shit. Fucking zeros, these people. They don't have it. They don't fucking have it. Trump has it. He has charisma, and it sucks, but he does. It's all he has, and they don't have it. Chris Christie has a little. None of the rest have it. It is television, and it demands it. It's an insult to television to not have charisma. We didn't fake the moon landing so that these people could pretend they have a chance of becoming president. Vivek Ramaswamy. No one with that hair is going to be president of the United States. What are we going to do? And Joe Biden's so old. He's good, but he's old. Dog keeps biting people. During the education portion of the debate, Chris Christie took this unusual swing at President Biden.
When you have the President of the United States sleeping with a member of the teachers union, there is no chance that you could take the stranglehold away.
That's right, America. Biden fucks. See you at the polls. Wasn't over. America's experimentation with Republicans who are sex positive at the Reagan Library continued when Vice President Mike Pence attempted this callback.
Chris, you mentioned the president's situation. My wife isn't a member of the teachers union, but I got to admit I've been sleeping with a teacher for 38 years. And
yes, me too, actually, interrupted Tim Scott, trying to wink with both eyes at once. Meanwhile, Donald Trump flew to Michigan on Wednesday to visit a non-union auto parts plant a day after President Biden made history by joining striking auto workers on the picket line. When asked if he planned to meet with Trump, UAW President Shawn Fain said this.
I see no point in meeting with him because I don't think the man has any bit of care about what our workers stand for, what the working class stands for. He serves a billionaire class, and that's what's wrong with this country.
He then walked away from the microphone in slow motion as a Ford Focus exploded in the background. It wasn't planned to look cool or anything. It was just a workplace disaster, one of the many reasons the union is striking. On Tuesday, a New York judge ruled that Donald Trump had committed fraud for years by inflating the value of his properties. Trump's legal trouble is like a soap opera with too many irons in the fire. Oh, were you enjoying the 4 criminal indictment storylines? Well, guess what? The civil lawsuit is back and she's pregnant. Wrote Trump on Truth Social, "My civil rights have been violated and some appellate court, whether federal or state, must reverse this horrible un-American decision," insisting that his company had done a magnificent job for New York and done business perfectly. Could someone with a robe get me out of this mess? He doesn't care who, he doesn't care at what level, he just needs a judge somewhere to help him. Just an old man on the toilet about to lose his apartment because of fraud, desperately hoping some Republican he appointed to the bench can rescue him, and it's not clear that they can. They probably will. New York Attorney General Letitia James, who brought the lawsuit, is seeking $250 million in the penalty phase that comes next. Hey, New York, hope you get to buy yourself something nice, some trash cans maybe. And then on Wednesday, in another legal blow, Judge Tanya Chutkin rejected Trump's request to recuse herself from his election interference case, describing the defense's argument as hypersensitive, cynical, and suspicious in order to accuse her of bias. Hypersensitive, cynical, and suspicious? Who do you think these guys are? Me on an edible looking at Instagram stories? In a testament to how many different scandals are currently engulfing Trump, his statement that General Mark Milley should be literally executed is only his 3rd biggest clusterfuck of the week. Something I previewed earlier for some reason. This, because I had an episode. These calls that Trump is accusing him of doing something scandalous, they were ordinary calls in the course of White House business, properly run through the correct channels. He spoke with his counterparts in China to reassure them that the United States did not pose a threat during the chaotic final weeks of the Trump administration. Trump described the calls as an act so egregious that in times gone by, the punishment would have been death, to be continued. That's in the message. To be continued. But if you check IMDb, Milley isn't in the sequel, so it seems like he gets killed off screen. Milley also fielded a call from Nancy Pelosi at the time, who rang the general to inquire about the president's ability to launch nuclear weapons. Milley told her that a protocol was in place that makes sure he doesn't launch them alone, which is like a huge relief. I'd hate to see Trump have such an incredible experience without someone to share it with. Anyway, there was nothing to worry about. The other launch key was safely in the hands of Rudy Giuliani. Meanwhile, as Congress hurtles towards a shutdown, Florida hair gel gremlin Matt Gaetz suggested he would force a vote to oust Kevin McCarthy as Speaker, saying this on the House floor.
The one thing I agree with my Democrat colleagues on is that for the last 8 months, this House has been poorly led. And we own that, and we have to do something about it. And you know what? My Democrat colleagues will have an opportunity to do something about that too. And we will see if they bail out our failed speaker.
When asked if the comments bothered him, McCarthy replied, "Does it look like it bothers me? No, it doesn't." McCarthy then calmly returned to his lunch, a tub of ice cream the size of a car. You can't ask, "Does it look like it bothers me?" because no one who isn't bothered would ask that. Do I look like I'm about to cry? Do I feel like I'm about to cry? Am I crying? Do you guys like me? Am I enough? Does it look like it bothers me? Yes. No one who's fine says, "Does it look like it bothers me?" Yeah. Looks like it bothers you. New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez has refused to resign after being indicted on multiple federal bribery and fraud charges.
The allegations leveled against me are just that, allegations.
Added Menendez, winking at the cameras, "Of course, I'm sure I could change my mind for the right price." In response to a flurry of calls for his resignation, Menendez issued a statement saying, in part, "It is not lost on me how quickly some are rushing to judge a Latino and push him out of his seat. I am not going anywhere." "You're all being racist," said Menendez as he slowly swung his legs back and forth toward his Mercedes as if his pockets were incredibly heavy. "Check your privilege," gold bar falls out. Commander, President Biden's bad dog, bit another Secret Service agent on Monday, according to an official statement. But to be fair, the Secret Service agent started it by being in the same building as this fucked up dog. There was a part of the story, the Times had this, which is there are a bunch of different incidents. Not all of them are bites. Some of them are just people who felt pretty scared. and one example is a Secret Service officer who felt, quote, shaken. And in the story, they are on a staircase fending off Commander with a chair, like a lion tamer, like literally using a chair. Matt, you're in the fucking White House. You are a Secret Service agent, and you are holding a chair to stop this unstoppable, untrained German Shepherd from attacking you where? Like upstairs from the fucking diplomatic room or something? And from the map room? Is there like a portrait of John F. Kennedy looking sad above you as you try to stop being bitten by the only dog in the world you can't shoot? Fox News, for some reason, aired a Man on the Street segment about rampant crime in Democratic cities like Seattle, in which the people interviewed mercilessly mock the interviewer.
I've never seen any crime in Seattle. I've never seen any of it. I've seen fun and laughter and fun.
I don't believe that number.
People, they're, getting robbed out here, carjacked.
I've never heard of anyone getting robbed.
Crime is a social issue that could be solved by giving people their basic needs.
It's not a thing that happens just on the street. People don't just come up and try to rob people on the street. Do you walk around every day like someone's going to rob me every second?
Seattle decriminalized drug use, and then they criminalized it again.
Oh my God, who are you getting these facts from? You're from New York. Apparently you're listening to the wrong people.
I saw a lot of people shooting up on my way down here.
Oh, did you? Okay. And they were bothering you?
I was in a car, but, people...
Oh, no, you're in a car. Oh, no, they were hurting you so bad. Oh,
no. Tragically, everyone in this video died by looking at fentanyl, but nonetheless, that last person, she's Seattle's John Fetterman. We love her. And if you are in Seattle, if you know this person, if you are this person, we are holding tickets for you for our Seattle show. You will be our honored guest. I am serious. I have a feeling that the Venn diagram of people from Seattle making fun of a Fox News reporter on the street and people who listen to this show or know people who do, there's some overlap in there. Find this person and get in touch. On Sunday, the WGA and the AMPTP reached a deal on a new contract on the 146th day of the strike, which will then go to the WGA membership for a vote this week. You know what that means?
Looks like
California Chicken Cafe.
Back on the menu, boys!
That joke is for no one. For those listening at home who aren't familiar with the lunch orders of writers in Los Angeles, California Chicken Cafe is a classic restaurant on the list of places that a writer's room will order from. You're not excited about it, but you get through it. It's actually a little bit divisive. It's a surprisingly divisive place. Some people, cool with it. Some people hate it. Anyway, we're in business. I'm tired of not having a TV show on principle. It's time to go back to not having a TV show on the merits. A WGA strike captain told reporters, "We prove that justice prevails when workers act in the spirit of solidarity, locking arms and fighting for what is right. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm staffing on the Skibbity toilet adaptation for Pluto TV." Thank you. A team of astronomers has published a new report based on recently gathered imaging, said the study's co-author. Whether this black hole is spinning or not has been a central concern among scientists. This monster black hole is indeed spinning. Now that we have these detailed images of the hole, scientists believe the next step will be transmitting a signal asking for face. Taylor Swift was spotted sitting with Travis Kelce? I've never seen it. Mother, I don't know. He's not a famous person. Anyway, some football player's mother at a home game amidst rumors that she's dating the Kansas City Chiefs tight end. The Gaylors on TikTok, these are the fans who believe Taylor Swift is secretly gay, they do believe her presence at this football concert is yet another diversion before the release of her secret album, I'm in love with my biggest fan, a girl, and it's you because I can see the real you. Comedian Dane Cook, age 51, has married his partner of 6 years, 24-year-old fitness instructor, Kelce Taylor. Cook told an interviewer, I'm not just marrying Kelce, I'm marrying her whole family. I loved getting to know them at her gender reveal. A pair of tickets to Ford's Theater on April 14th, 1865, the night Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, were sold at auction for $262,500, or if you don't count the Ticketmaster fees, $45. Did they not give out refunds, or was the theater like, oh, you're going to tell me that you didn't see a show tonight? And finally, during a Pink concert in San Antonio on Monday, the singer kicked out a man who held up a message reading, circumcision, cruel and harmful. His protest, like so much else in this world, was unjustly cut short.